Hello everyone, this is USA Wooden Railway, and I am once again making another collection video. A lot of you people asked for it, so here we go. Here's my collection video. We're going to start with all my freight engines. First, we have a Union Pacific C-44, two Union Pacific GP-38s, one in the regular paint scheme and one in the flag scheme, a Chicago and Northwestern -9, or -8, I'm not sure, a Chicago and Northwestern GP-38, Missouri Pacific GP-38, Southern Pacific GP-38, two Rio Grande GP-38s, a BNSF GP-38, three Burlington Northern GP-38s, one is in the regular paint scheme, one is in the safety paint scheme, and one is in the Tiger Stripe paint scheme. Now we have what I think is a Santa Fe -8 right here, a Santa Fe F3 or F7, and these technically count as freight engines because they were used for freight on the Super C freight trains. Two Santa Fe GP-38s, one in the war bonnet paint scheme and one in the yellow bonnet paint scheme. A CSX SD70M. Two CSX C-44s, one is in YN2 and one is in YN3. Two CSX F-40s, one that is in YN2 and one that is in YN3. Five CSX GP-38s, all in YN3. Two have the boxcar logo, and three do not have the boxcar logo. A Baltimore and Ohio F3. A Baltimore and Ohio GP-30. A Chessie System GP-38. A Conrail C-44, a Conrail GP-38, a Norfolk Southern C-44, two Norfolk Southern GP-38s, the Norfolk Southern Nickel Plate Road Heritage Unit, two Norfolk Southern Sonic Bonnet engines, a Canadian Pacific C-44, a Canadian Pacific GP-38, a Canadian, now it's Canadian Pacific, but back in the day it was Kansas City Southern. This is a Kansas City Southern GEVO, a Milwaukee Road Switcher, which I believe is an SW1 or SW2, a Canadian National SD70 Mac, two Canadian National GP-38s, one is in the current paint scheme, one is in the Zebra Stripe paint scheme, a BC Rail -8 or -9, a Golfmobile in Ohio GP-38, a Rock Island, what appears to be an MP-36, the Whittle Short Line 25 years GP-38, a custom-painted R.J. Corman locomotive I made, and a half-tonner, which is when you take a 44-tonner and cut it in half so you have a smaller switching engine. Those are all of my freight engines. Up next are all of my passenger engines. Here is a Amtrak F40PH in Phase 3, two Amtrak P40s, one is in the Phase 4 paint scheme, and one that is in the Phase 5 paint scheme. A Amtrak P42 in Phase 5, an Amtrak ACS64, shut up cat, and Amtrak not Phase anything, it's just a heritage unit, specifically the Amtrak Day 1 Heritage Unit, which is an ALC-42. Oh my god, stop interrupting the video. A Amtrak ALC-42 that is in Phase 6. A Amtrak ALC-42 that is in Phase 7. And a Via Rail F40PH. A Whittle Short Line Railroad John Henry F40PH. A Caltrain F40PH, a Metra Commuter Rail F40. I have four of them right here. Two of them are numbered 109. This is the early version of it. And this is a later version of it where the stripes aren't as large. The Metra 214 Operation Lifesaver engine. And the last one is Metra 175, which is in the newer Metra paint scheme that they put on a lot of the rebuilds. A Metra MP36, a MBTA locomotive. I know these are made by General Electric, but I'm not sure what they're called. an Illinois Central E unit and B unit. Now, I know Whittle Short Line says that they're supposed to be F units, but it's clearly painted in the paint scheme Illinois Central put on their E units, and it has the 4 windows or circular windows that E units have. So it's supposed to be an E unit, but it's on an F unit body, so it looks a little weird. Here is a New Haven FL9. Note that it has 4 wheels in the front and 6 wheels in the back. There's something special about the FL9s. And that is all of my passenger engines. So now we're going to be moving on to all of my steam engines. We have Norfolk and Western 611, Norfolk and Western 1218, a Baltimore and Ohio switcher, Union Pacific 4014, the big boy. Oh no, here comes the cat again. Strasburg 90 with a not matching Whittle Short Line Railroad tender, a Pennsylvania Railroad 440 named the Liberty, a St. Joseph Hannibal and, wait, no, it says Hannibal and St. Joseph Railroad, the Hannibal and St. Joseph Railroad 440, which is named Missouri, East Broad Top Railroad number 16, Illinois Central 382, and a German steam engine. Now, you may be wondering, USA Wooden Railway, you can't have a German engine. You're USA Wooden Railway. You're supposed to do American wooden trains. Well, my answer to that is, if you ever visit the Heston Steam Museum in Indiana, they have a German steam engine there, and this is supposed to represent that, so that's why I have it. A Whittle Short Line Railroad 240, Southern Pacific 4449 without a tender, a Southern Pacific GS2, which is, it looks short compared to the 449. I'm not sure why Lionel made them this way, but I have it anyway. A streamlined Pennsylvania Railroad K4 and tender, the Torpedo. The battery-powered President Washington Lionel made. It's based on a Baltimore and Ohio Pacific. The Lionel battery-powered Santa Fe steam engine, and the Lionel battery-powered Rio Grande steam engine. These two wear paint schemes that diesels wore, so they look pretty weird, but they're cool to have nonetheless. Up next are my electric trains that are like streetcars, interurbans, rapid transit, stuff like that. First, we have the Guyard Avenue PCC streetcar, a New Orleans St. Charles streetcar, which operates on the St. Charles streetcar line, a MBTA light rail vehicle, a Norristown high-speed line car, original Legacy Series Bay Area Rapid Transit train car, a CTA 6000 series, a CTA 2400 series, and a CTA Red Line Chicago Cubs train, which they had painted like that in 2016 because the Cubs won the World Series, a CTA Red Line wooden train, 2 Munipal's C-Series trains. These are discontinued, but I love the look of these subway cars, so I have 2 of them. 2 SEPTA Silverliner train cars, which are both coupled together. 4 Chicago Roar and Elgin Interurban cars, all coupled together, because the Chicago Roar and Elgin did run trains and 4 cars like that. And the Amtrak Wooden Railway Excel Express, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Even though it's kind of short, it still looks nice. Those are all of my engines and other motorized rolling stock. Now we're going to rolling stock. We have 2 New Haven passenger cars. I know they have like subway fronts and they look really weird, but I just use them as passenger cars, so they are passenger cars. 2 MBTA coaches, 2 Brio Santa Fe coaches, 2 Lionel Great Railway Adventures Dome cars, one which is in Santa Fe colors and one that's in some colors. It's just red and silver. I don't know what railroad. It's really up to your interpretation. Like, it could be the Texas Special, maybe. A St. Hannibal and Joseph RR baggage car. Well, not baggage car, mail car. The first mail car, in fact. A baggage car and an ice car from Great Railway Adventures. And I know they say that one's a baggage car, but it really looks more like a railway post office with the 3 windows. Same with this one. 4 Powhatan Aero, I'm not sure if I said that right, passenger cars from the Museum of Transportation. They look great behind 611. And a bunch of cabooses, including a Great Railway Adventures caboose, a CP Rail caboose, a Canadian National caboose, a Norfolk Southern caboose, a Chicago and Northwestern caboose, a Santa Fe caboose, a Conrail caboose, 2 CSX cabooses, a Burlington Northern caboose, a Rio Grande passenger car combine caboose, which is really bizarre, 2 Rio Grande cabooses, a newer one and an older one, a Rock Island caboose, a Union Pacific caboose, a Frisco Railroad caboose, a Montana Rail Link caboose, a Great Northern caboose, a Chessie System caboose, and a New Haven caboose. Those are all of my cabooses. Now we're going to take a look at all my rolling stock. I have some Rio Grande freight cars, a Soo Line boxcar, a Frisco hopper, 2 Pacific Fruit Express boxcars, a Great Northern boxcar, a Northern Pacific boxcar, some Burlington Northern freight cars, some Chicago and Northwestern freight cars, and some Canadian National freight cars. We have some Union Pacific hoppers right here, some Union Pacific boxcars, 2 Missouri Pacific boxcars, a New York Central boxcar, a Rail boxcar, a Wisconsin Central boxcar, a Southern Railway boxcar, a Baltimore and Ohio boxcar, a State of Maine boxcar, a Durango and Silverton boxcar, a Reading boxcar, a Chessie System boxcar, a Central Railroad of New Jersey boxcar, 3 Golden West Service freight cars, a bunch of Rock Island freight cars, a bunch of CSX freight cars, a Texaco tank car, a Gulf tank car, 2 GAX tank cars, 4 Whittle Shortline boxcars of various colors, a Missouri, Kansas, Texas boxcar, and an Elgin, Juliet, and Eastern boxcar. Moving this way again, we have 2 Western Pacific boxcars, various Norfolk Southern freight cars, various Santa Fe freight cars, a bunch of Illinois Central freight cars, a Kansas City Southern boxcar, a flat car, a Union Pacific auto rack, a Santa Fe boxcar, and a G&O tank car. Moving on to this track, we have a Chicago and Northwestern hopper, a Chicago and Northwestern boxcar, a Union Pacific boxcar, a Illinois Central boxcar, a Baltimore and Ohio boxcar, a New York Central boxcar, a Monon Railroad boxcar, a Canadian National boxcar, a flat car, and a bunch of generic freight cars, among them being Henry's Forest log car, or something like that, and a Great Railway Adventures USS Steel car, which I'm going to zoom in on real quick. That's that. Then on this track we have various generic, like Melissa and Doug, Imaginarium train cars, which are like all supposed to be container cars right here, of various kinds. A Thomas Wooden Railway boxcar, and a regular Great Railway Adventures boxcar. I missed these from the passenger car section, or some of the passenger cars section, because I have more passenger cars I haven't shown yet, but we have a Thomas Wooden Railway baggage car, and a Melissa and Doug orange passenger car, which in my opinion looks like something you'd see on the Durango and Silverton, or on the Riverside and Great Northern in Wisconsin. Continuing on in the video, we have a bunch of different Amtrak cars by Whittle Shortline. They're material handling car, a coach car, an observation car, a dining car, a sleeping car, and a baggage car, which are all Amtrak. Now we come to the Illinois Central coaches, which are, oh, someone knocked that over. These Illinois Central coaches, which are based on the City of New Orleans passenger train, which I have ridden, but not when it was on the Illinois Central. I'm not that old, but when Amtrak ran it. But it's not sort of the same, but not really. An Illinois Central baggage car, Illinois Central coach car, Illinois Central observation car, Illinois Central dining car, and Illinois Central sleeping car. A CSX observation car, 2 CSX business cars in the Baltimore and Ohio paint scheme, 2 Whittle Short Line Streamliner passenger cars, those being Grand Canyon and Yellowstone, 4 Metro coaches, which I use with my Metro trains, 2 additional Whittle Short Line baggage cars, which I will usually put with Amtrak trains or on mail trains. Turn around here. 3 Viewliner passenger cars, a Viewliner sleeper, a Viewliner dining car, and a Viewliner baggage car. These 3 were made by Heritage Wooden Railway for Amtrak, and I'm a huge fan of them because they're on the Lakeshore Limited, and that's one of my favorite Amtrak trains. I also have 5 Superliners made by Amtrak Wooden Railway / Heritage Wooden Railway. We have a transition sleeping car, which is something I don't think Whittle made because I haven't found one ever. A sleeping car, a dining car, a observation car, a coach car, and this final car at the end, it's not an Amtrak train car, but it sure looks like one. It looks a lot like an Amtrak material handling car, but it's a U.S. Post Office car made by Choo Choo Track and Toy Co. However, I use it with my Amtrak trains. Those are all of my passenger cars, and now we're going to look at some themed / special items. I have 3 Whittle Short Line Happy Halloween box cars, as Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. A Thomas Haunted Caboose for Halloween. A Happy Holiday Railway box car, which was made by Whittle Short... No, not a box car, caboose made by Whittle Short Line. A Christmas car made by Whittle Short Line for 2022. And a Christmas car made by Whittle Short Line in 2023. I also have here what I call the plow train, where I have a Brio snowplow engine, a B unit or some sort of generator car made by Imaginarium, and this Big Jigs Canadian National Caboose, where I just took the plow off the engine and put it on the caboose so it's more of like a snowplow. So I just have all this together. Then I have the wooden Isle of Toy train set, because I loved Isle of Toy trains growing up, and I still love TM books and video. The Entertainment Junction engine is Entertainment Junction. Before it closed, it was one of the greatest model train layouts in the world, in my opinion, if not the best. Love that place, and I miss it very much. Even had a birthday party there. And finally, a DuPage County Historical Museum train car. Because the DuPage County Historical Museum, it was my local museum for many years, and I remember playing on the wooden train set up there. So I bought a little wooden toy to remember that. And that is my entire wooden train collection. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next video.